I'm gonna go put a shirt on.
Cody,
Yeah.
what's up, brother?
How are you?
I missed yesterday's meeting because I couldn't get in.
Oh, we ended up rescheduling to today. If you're available.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I had really bad communication. I had something come up yesterday. I had to like cancel all my meetings and go.
Okay, okay.
But anyway,
I'm,
are you
I'm
good
glad to
now?
hear it.
Yeah.
I posted the link in Discord
Oh heck yeah.
for
Oh
anyone who needed that.
thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think I'm gonna start with the guided meditation.
I would love that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All right, we'll wait to see if few more people join.
yeah.
I'll post that also in the Discord. How you feeling, man?
I feel really good.
Good.
I'm on recording, so I'm not going to tell you why, but
It's okay. We can talk about it later.
yeah, for sure, man.
Heck yeah. Crazy story.
Yeah, please.
Um, over the weekend, I saved some lives. Um, I there's a storm here, and it was like a pretty big thunderstorm. Like it looked similar to like what a very beginning of a hurricane would look like. So it wasn't
Yeah.
a hurricane, but it was pretty crazy. The sea was really rough. And for whatever reason, I was going over to a friend's house, and for whatever reason, these people decided to go practice canoeing, like old school canoeing, like Mayan style canoeing. So it's like this old wooden
Uh,
canoe and all like wooden paddles, hand carved. And they're out there in the freaking ocean, and these waves are way bigger than the than the canoe. I just almost said Cancun. Um, their waves are way bigger than the canoe, and eventually just like flipped it over and didn't think anything of it. He's like, oh, whatever, they'd be fine. But after like 10 minutes, they're like really struggling. And all of a sudden, I just see this girl start waving. She's like, oh, hold up. Froze for a sec. I'm gonna wait till it comes back. I think it's because I turned my VPN off. That's all.
story.
Okay, there.
It's frozen.
Now it's back. It's back. It's because I turned
Okay,
my
easy.
VPN off. Okay, so coming back to
We're
it.
back.
So waves are bigger than the canoe. The canoe. It flips the canoe over, and it's like literally 8 or 9 people that were in this canoe, and 3, 4 females. Not that it matters so much, but the men seemed fine. It was the women though that were like waving to us to the shore from the shore, and they're probably like 50 yards or like 50 meters out in the water. So I like as soon as they start waving, I'm just like, all right, I take my shirt off, I find the nearest kayak, and I'm like, yo, who has a paddle? And like there's a couple people kind of around, and someone like brings me a paddle, and I just like go out. And it was really hard to get to the canoe because the waves were so big, and I'm like fighting, I'm going against the waves. Exactly.
Right.
So it like hits my kayak and like pushes me to the side. I'm like, oh shit. So anyways, I I ended up getting close enough to where I jumped off and I pushed the kayak to this girl who was like really struggling. I helped her get up, and then I helped another girl get to shore, and then I helped the couple guys there just like bring the kayak to the shore, or the canoe, the big canoe, not the kayak. So it was kind of crazy. Like
Wow, bro.
it was really fun. I wish we got it on video. Like we got some pictures or like short video of them with the canoe flipped over, but the rest of it, I was really stoked because my girlfriend Mia, she didn't stand back at all. As soon as she saw me going, she starts running into the water too, and she's
Wow.
like reaching for him. So yeah, it was really cool. It was an interesting experience. So anyway, yeah, so don't go Mayan canoeing when there's a
What
freaking
an experience, bro. Did you get that on video? Would have
just
been would
no,
would have
but
been perfect for your TikTok vlogs, bro. Come on.
I know. It's like
Would have gone viral.
it was crazy. I know. I should have made a story. We have like short video just of their canoe flipped over, but then we both just like
Oh yeah.
dropped our stuff and like, all right, they need help, so let's go.
Wow, that's fun. That's funny.
I just want to say that the video does not matter at all. Like, like, come
Well,
on,
but
guys.
in Alan's defense, I was thinking, damn, we should have got that on video. I really was thinking that, but it really doesn't matter. Like, I'm just glad they're alive, you know.
Yeah.
True.
So
But you made that into like a funny story.
yeah, I gotta do it story time. I was thinking of
It was
that.
very high energetic and very happy. You didn't feel like
Yeah,
you were fighting for your life.
yeah, I was super in the moment. I could tell it was
That's good.
like I was there physically and I definitely helped physically, but I could tell after like when you're in that state of focus, like it's almost like I took a microdose or like a couple microdoses. I was so focused
In itself.
and I could just feel that it was like more that I was just energetically there for them. Like just and actually the guy even said he's like just the fact that you came out and like we knew that we were
Wow.
alone, he's like that alone did so much. So I'm like, all right.
Wow.
Yeah.
You still have a purpose. They don't
Yeah.
need you in the spiritual realm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why we're here.
One
So,
of my best friends had like his first spiritual awakening while drowning in the ocean when he was like 18.
holy
And
shit.
like he just like over and over like started sinking and he was like, I have no energy left to live. Like I can't do this. And then on one of the times there where he was sinking, he just like he realized he had to let everyone and everything he knew go because he was never going to see them again.
Wow.
Wow.
And it just like for him that just like erased his ego, you know, and everything that it was attached to. And then he got one more burst of energy and he came up and then like a child saw him because he was so far out. He was like this big in the on the horizon. And he said like the way he described it is like I was so small that only a child could have noticed me
Wow.
because adults don't pay attention that like that.
Right.
And they ended up going out to him, getting him back to shore, and he's just like never been the same. So
Wow.
That was
his
ego
name,
death.
dude,
The death and
you
rebirth.
guys would fucking love him. He's Japanese. Like he's like Japanese, lives in Japan, doesn't live in the
Yeah.
US. And he is the funniest and most like one of the most profound people I've ever met in my life. So he would fit in here.
Get him on, dude. Let's
I
go.
gotta find him. I haven't talked to him in a couple of years.
Even if he doesn't trade, dude, get him on.
Didn't you have like a spiritual awakening in the water, bro? You said you let out your breath and you were meditating in the water, like
I
in
do.
the swimming pool.
It's very interesting. There's a parallel there that I'd never noticed. But yeah, you know, when I sink to the bottom and like let all of the air out and like try to let my attachments go, obviously that drive for life kicks back in and I come back up and I breathe. And like that dynamic between like letting go and craving and letting go and craving is like there's
Yeah,
something
wow.
very special
That-
between those two wavelengths.
Yeah, I
Mm.
love that. I love that
You
thing.
know what I think also part of it is like when we're in the womb, you know, we're surrounded by fluid and so I feel like it kind of takes us back to
True.
consciousness.
That's so good to think of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that fight or flight maybe state where you're like, oh, you want to keep living or you're happy to be dead, and you're like, nah, I still have a purpose. I still gotta make my millions of dollars on trading. I'm not done yet, God. Please keep me alive.
For real, yeah. That's funny. Yeah, it's so interesting that like the life or death experiences can really do that. I think that's what like strong psychedelics like DMT, excuse me. I think that's what they do is you basically experience what death is like. And so I've had that download like almost every time where I've had DMT and like completely blasted off another dimension. It was just like, oh, that's what death is like. It's like, oh, cool. That wasn't too bad. Like, I
That's
can do
great.
that.
That's crazy. You're like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah, it's like it's no big deal.
Wow.
But which is so
Yeah, I have a
cool.
little bit of resistance there. I'm a little bit
Yeah,
scared.
it's not the easiest thing though, because it is that I remember one time the first two times I experienced DMT, I didn't blast off. The first time I was like halfway, I was like in the bridge between blasting off, didn't get enough rocket fuel to do it. And the second time I had the choice. I smoked enough where I could have blasted off, but not too much where it was like forced. And I
Wow.
remember I literally had the choice, but in my mind, it felt like I was dying. And so the reason why I didn't blast off is because I had all these thoughts of like, oh, well, what about my sister? What about my brother? What about this and that? Like, they're going to miss me and they're just going to wonder what happened and blah, blah, blah. And then I had these, I was also in a negative mental space. So I'm like, but then they're going to see that if they find me, that I got this freaking pipe, they're going to think I'm a drug addict. And like, I had all these negative thoughts about it. And so because of that resistance, I didn't do it and I stayed back. And I actually think that ended up being worse for me because I had that kind of regret and second guessing and it was okay. I ended up going, but yeah, it's not the easiest, but when we can let go, it's so empowering. And we just like totally just
like
submit.
trust.
Yeah. And realize that everything is love and
and there's no death. Your energy transfers elsewhere.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just that we get, we get so used to things.
Yeah.
And it's like comfortable.
Because 90% of the day is what we see is like this around us, the 3D. We barely see what's after this veil of reality.
Yeah,
So
which is
we're
more
not,
expensive,
Yeah, 100%.
But it's like, oh shit, I don't really remember that. And like, wow, the colors and the things are so crazy. I've never, it's like, so it can be kind of almost scary because it's overwhelming.
Yeah. I love it. I love that. That realm.
So the most recent time that I experienced DMT, which it's been like over a year and a half, like and fully blasted off, I really felt like I was able to fully submit. I was able to fully release and let go and get lost in love. And it actually felt like that's the most expanded I've felt. Or I really felt like I stepped out of my body, like I took this tight shoe off, and I was like, wow, I can actually like be in like my full self, and it was really powerful. I felt like a 5D version of myself, just like fully.
That's sick.
It's all energy.
I love that.
And anyway, it was interesting. So.
And look at the sun shining on you now. That's a powerful download. You were talking about the storms, and now the sun is like, nah, Cody, you're talking too much beautiful stuff. Let me light you up.
Buddy. Well, heck yeah. Well, I feel like we got enough people on where I told Kian I was gonna do a guided meditation. I'm not thinking like it'll be too long, maybe 10 minutes, but with something like that, I don't like put a time limit on it. But yeah, like 10 minutes. But how do you guys feel about that? You got 10 minutes?
I love that. Yeah, I love doing meditations.
All right, I think I already know how I'm gonna start it, and I'm gonna let the rest flow. I'm gonna take a quick rip to get me more centered. I have this blend where it's these.
Love that.
Smoking medicinal herbal mixture.
Nice.
Roses, Damiana, chamomile, a little bit of tobacco, and then I got a little bit of the cheap Mexican tree. That's all I can find right now. So, but
this is what I have.
There we go. Yeah.
This alien purple thing.
Nice. Let's go.
Oh, sick. Oh, nice. I like that.
Balloon huggy.
Oh, we got the same one. It's like the same design. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig it because it's good to not rely on things, but also sometimes it can be good to have like a quick
Yeah.
mindset bring it
Mm,
to the moment. But breath work is great for it too.
mm.
Breath work is awesome. But
Kian just rips out a massive bong out of nowhere. So, oh dear.
Woo, all right, let me put some music on. Oh dang, my brother just texted me and he shot a hole through his thumb with a nail gun. Whoops. Okay, beyond the point. Let's go get some music here.
No comment there. No comment.
Yeah, just a swollen thumb and the nail went through, guys. It's not like a
Damn, that's that sounds painful.
yeah, I'm glad I didn't go through that. Okay. It's so funny how things repeat themselves if we allow. Like, I remember as a
Yeah.
child, my dad has worked construction. And that was a thing that happened one time. He was building a deck in our backyard, building it himself.
Mhm.
And he was using a nail gun and he came in one time and the house just kind of like tripping a little bit, like, hey guys, like I gotta go to the hospital. He had shot a nail between three fingers and they're
Damn.
like stuck together. And so
Damn.
it's funny that my brother now is like working construction and just shot a nail through his hand. So I really believe that's a repetition of something in the subconscious.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
I have to tell him
And
that.
I feel like emotional pain is actually worse than physical pain. What do you think? Like
Uh,
when you feel deep emotion,
yeah, I mean, I do
it's
think
pretty
that
painful.
I agree with you. Actually, yes. But you know, physical pain can lead to the emotional pain. What happens
Yeah,
is it creates
yeah.
an imprint on when it's really painful. It creates an imprint on our subconscious, and that's why it can be worse. Is because it can then
Mm,
cause like a tick or a pattern or something. And
mm.
so it's literally like PTSD is what it is. And so if you just feel the physical pain, but you don't have the emotional attachment to it, it's not going to go into your subconscious, you know. But once again,
True.
heavy pain can cause that.
Yeah.
So, but you know, us here on this call, we're conscious enough to know
Mhm.
that we have the ability to go into any memories that might be painful, and that's the way to overcome them, and that's the way to grow and expand outside of any belief systems that those memories might have created. So, you know, how do we do that? We can do it through meditation. We can wait until the memory comes up, and when we notice it, then we go into it. We breathe light into it. But the first step to even that is to first build our consciousness to where we can be aware when these thoughts and these feelings come up. And
Yep.
so how do we do that? We cultivate energy. And so
Mm.
in this meditation, you see that transition smooth, right?
Amazing. Amazing.
So in this guided meditation, that's what we're gonna do is we're gonna anchor ourselves, breathe in some energy, charge ourselves up, and then we'll roll through the charts. So I put
Okay.
some space ambient music on, flow through it. So let's all start out, get comfortable. If you're not already comfortable, sit however you want, lay down however you want. I'm gonna go crisscross applesauce. Um, and it would be good if you're sitting down to keep your spine straight. So laying down's good. What we're gonna do, just to foreshadow, we're gonna talk about breathing light, an anchor of a pillar of light straight through your head and then down through your spine and into the earth. So sitting down, it could be easier to visualize, but you don't need to sit down to do it. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So start off just by start to be conscious of your breath and make sure you're taking abundant breaths, proper breaths. Breathe it into your belly first, chest second, in your throat, and then letting all out. Letting out from your belly first, your chest second, your throat third, right? Do that kind of in a wave pattern. Start to take some deep breaths, become present, and just become present in your body. Start to feel your body, feel the chair under you or the bed under you, or if you're standing, feel whatever is supporting you and feel the parts of your body that's supporting. So, I'm feeling how my butt's on the chair, and I also got my back resting against the backrest. I can feel what the chair feels. I can feel like what the cloth of my clothing feels like, also pressed against the chair, right? So just bringing ourselves fully present and ask yourself, what do I feel? What is there any other sensations that I feel? What's the air temperature like? Is there wind? Is the fan blowing in my hair? Becoming fully present, fully present. What do I hear? What do I hear? I hear Cody's voice, but do you hear any other background sounds? Do you hear the music I have playing? Do you hear music you have playing? Do you smell anything? What do you smell? Any smells? Did you make some cinnamon tea? Smell some cinnamon? No, fresh air, nothing. Okay. Do you have any taste in your mouth? What do you taste? So when you feel like you're fully present, I want you to do a quick scan, just a quick scan through your entire body, start at your toes, and just be present. Feel the sensation. What I want you to actually do is start at your toes, and I want you to feel the energy that's under your skin. I want you to tap into the energetic body basically that is under your skin. And how I envision this is like my skin is a glove, and it's like white light under that glove. So let's do a quick scan. Let's start at our toes, and let's see how this our skin is a glove around this energetic body, this white light. Go up through your shins, feel it in your calves and your knees. See this white light under your skin. It's the same shape. Go up into your pelvis, into your belly, feel it in your back, your butt, white light going up to your shoulders, down your arms, vision in your elbow, your hands, your skin is like gloves around your hands, up your neck, chin, your nose, front of your face, back of your head, all the way to the top, all your hair, everything white light. You're in line with that energetic body. So what I want you to do is we're going to take 3 breaths. Remember, make sure that you didn't stop taking these abundant belly breaths, okay? Be breathing into your belly first. But with these next 3 breaths, when I say I want you to imagine brilliant white light, I want you to breathe really slow for each breath. And I want you to imagine as you're breathing in this brilliant white light. Now, we're talking the light that created the light, right? So brighter than the sun, above the sun, creator of the sun, that divine light. I want you, however you visualize that, however that comes to your mind, to visualize that white light greater than the sun, way above you up in the sky. And starting with the next breath, when you breathe in slow, and imagine that white light coming down, basically in a pillar of light down into your head, through your body. And as you're breathing, it's going straight down into the earth. And I want you to imagine that as you're breathing deep, these 3 breaths, you're breathing this light into the earth. And I want you to imagine the whole earth with each breath, each second of each breath, growing brighter and brighter and brighter until you can see the whole earth, everything around you is covered in this brilliant, abundant, divine white light, brighter than the sun. So do this for 1 or 2 more breaths. Hear my breath, that's about the speed I would go. So feel it, maybe you taking 2. Let's give it another second. And if you do 4 or 5 breaths, breathing this light in, it's all good. Now, I want you to imagine this white light. After your breath come back to normal, you're just conscious of your breaths and conscious of this energy that you just breathe into the earth to store for yourself to utilize. I want you to imagine, just like that white light came down from above, that brilliant white light, I want you to imagine that it comes down now in a pillar straight through your head, but it stops at your heart. And I want you to imagine that this white light, with the next 3 breaths, you're going to imagine this is becoming solidified. So effectively what we're doing is we are anchoring ourselves to be connected to the divine light, okay, with our heart center. So breathing in, you're imagine this getting brighter and brighter and brighter in this pillar. As I imagine with each breath and getting larger and larger, I imagine the pillar is about the width of my shoulders, but it's all funneling straight to my heart. And I imagine it going all the way up, all the way up. Actually, it's coming down, but I imagine it coming down And I imagine it's connecting all the way at the top of existence. Past the planets, past space, past everything. It's connecting to the very top of all existence. Now we're going to do the same thing, but you're going to imagine now this brilliant white light that comes from the sky. Now it's sending you a ton of energy to your heart. And you're going to imagine it now going down from your heart, down through your butt, through your tailbone, down through your legs if you're standing, all the way down through the earth. And it's shooting now at the speed of light, connecting to the edge of existence down below you, past space, past planets, past all the galaxies, past the multiverse or universe or whatever. Connecting there and anchoring you at the other side of the divine light. The divine light's everywhere. It's all around us. So just as it is above, so it is below. So imagine this pillar of white light now. If I was standing, it's like this pillar of white light is fully engulfing my body, going all the way from the top of existence down through my center of my body, my heart center, all the way to the bottom of existence. Now we're going to breathe into this like 1 or 2 breaths, see it go brighter and brighter and brighter. One thing I like to do is with these breaths, with energy, the more vivid our visualization, the more powerful this is, okay? And so I like to take the slower breath so that I can put that thought energy, and the more thought energy I'm putting into visualizing this energy, once again, the more powerful it is. So as I'm taking a breath in, one thing I like to do is put my lips in the shape of a straw so that I'm breathing. I can breathe as fast as I want through that straw, but it's going to automatically be slower because my mouth's smaller. That gives me more thought energy, more focus to visualize that bright light. Okay, so after a breath or two, this pillar of white light, you see this as so solid, so bright, white light. You can't even, if you're standing in this pillar, it's like no one can even see you. It just looks like a pillar of light. I want you to now imagine it going out from your heart, a ball of energy starting there, building up, and then it blasts off through your right shoulder, all the way out to the edge of existence, to the right side of your body. Same size pillar of light, the width of your shoulders, going all the way out. And it connects at the end of existence to your right side. And you imagine as soon as it connects, the 3 pillars now, they grow brighter and brighter and brighter. And you see the energy once again start to build up in your heart center, building up, and it shoots off to the left side now, all the way to the edge of existence. It's a large pillar, the same width of your body, width of your shoulders. You imagine now, just like your big cross almost, where you have effectively anchored yourself to the edges of divinity, to creator, to source energy from all sides. So we want to anchor this in now. So what we're going to do is for the next few breaths, you're just going to imagine that every time you breathe in, every second you breathe in, these pillars get brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, brighter than the sun. This light created the sun. Brighter than that. Now I want you to go ahead in this space and set an intention for your day or for the rest of this week, or even for the rest of this year. Maybe it's a goal you want to achieve. But how we're going to do this is we're going to, for a moment, go into that thought of achieving this thing. Maybe it's a feeling or an experience, a place you want to travel, a thing you want to buy. And you're going to think as if it's something you want to buy, it's in your hand, as if you already have it. If it's a place you want to go, you're going to think of yourself. What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like to step off of the airplane? If it's an experience you want to have, you want to focus on the emotion. Feel it deep. If it's something that you want to buy, feel it in your hands. What does it feel like? Rubbing your hands around each side. If it's a new computer, what does it feel like typing on it? If it's a new car, what does it feel like driving it, hitting the gas, taking off. Now I want you to be here in the space of already achieving this thing that you're looking to achieve, already having it. And I want you, with the power of your connection to divine energy, I want you to imagine brilliant white light coming from all sides, above you or below you, from your right, from your left, going straight to your heart center, this brilliant white light, building up, building up, building up. And I want you to imagine this white light going straight into this thing that you're manifesting, whether it's an item or car, you're breathing light into this car, or it's a place, you're breathing light into this place you want to go, or maybe it's spending time with a special someone, so you breathe light into being with this in a space with them and you're comfortable. And then I want you to let it go, and I want you to come back to center. And before we come back to, we open our eyes, I want you to take 3 deep breaths, slow breaths, and imagining brilliant white light now coming from above, down through the pillar that you've created into the earth below you, and imagining it stopping, and you're building it up, and you're cultivating energy to give you consciousness and energy and creativity throughout the rest of your day, through the rest of your week. And you imagine the next 3 breaths, each breath, breathing slow, into my belly first, into my chest, and my throat second, that as I'm breathing this breath, this brilliant white light's going right down into the earth, filling the whole earth. I can see the whole earth all the way around, filled with brilliant white light, brighter than the sun, brighter than the sun. Now, you can stop after a few breaths. You can keep going if you like, and I'll, here in a minute, I'm going to flow, come back to presence, and know that this is a practice, simply the practice of breathing the brilliant white light into the earth. This is a strong practice that we can utilize to cultivate energy for ourselves. That this energy that we're cultivating, this chi, prana, life force, we're going to have that available to either expand our consciousness, or, as you witnessed, send it to a specific manifestation that we want to experience, or have energy to have conversation to share with people, or otherwise. And so you can do this anytime, anytime, anytime. So when you feel ready, go ahead, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Come back to the present moment. Take a drink of water. Wow, that changed my state very powerfully. We got in
I
that.
feel very calm, very at peace.
Good, good. Yeah, me too. So it takes practice, it takes consistency, but this is the part of the new earth that we're going into, the consciousness expansion, this awakening that's happening. One of the things that's happening is all of us are going to become more conscious of energy, and how, these subtle things, these energies that we can't see really with our eyes, maybe unless we're in a psychedelic state, right? So this is one of the biggest secrets, and what we do to move that energy is we're using our mind. And so I imagine this energy as white light, and there's also black light too, and so it's just the yin, the yang, right? It's all part of the whole. But I imagine the energy is white light, and so when I spend the time, when I'm talking to people, if I'm with them, I like to imagine them as white light as well, just to witness them as that. Imagine that the whole body is a body of light. Sometimes I don't have the energy or the focus for it. I'm not conscious, but as much as possible. And I'm able to do that, and the conversations are better and more creative, and things flow, and they're happier always, every time I'm able to do that. But what allows me to have the consciousness to do that is spending the time, like, let's say this visualization we just did, to cultivate energy, because cultivating energy expands my consciousness, because that's what energy is. It's just it's a higher form of consciousness. And so when we cultivate that, it's just like fuel in our car, and we're going to be able to go further, go farther, or, fuel's not good. We can say charging up our car is much better, charging up our Tesla. And we do that by visualizing this energy coming into our bodies. You also can do things like Tai Chi. And doing Tai Chi or Qigong is the movements themselves, like moving meditation. The movements themselves are powerful, but you're going to get 100x more out of it if you're able to add the visualizations and matching it with your breath and moving this energy as well. So spending 5 to 10 minutes minimum, I would say minimum 10 minutes every single day doing some type of practice, whether it's sitting on your butt, meditating, visualizing this white light, just breathing it into the earth below you, or doing Tai Chi or Qigong, or I have higher practices as well that I do. You can reach out to me and we can talk about it. Every day, at least 10 minutes a day, otherwise, and when we make that, eventually the end goal to reach enlightenment is we're going to make that our focus. But we don't have to do that right now. We can just start on, let's expand. Let's start to expand our frequency in this 3D realm and start to experience higher frequency experiences more consistently. Let's focus on that. And eventually what we're going to do is we're going to realize that, this world's just temporary anyway, and none of this is real. And that's what we came here on this earth to do, is to basically detach and to play within this sandbox of an earth, this realm.
It's like a school. We're here to learn. They say, Dolores Cannon, she was a very spiritual lady who's now passed away, but she was very like advanced spiritually. So she was ahead of her time, and she was saying how we come here to learn how to manipulate energy, not in a bad, evil way, no, but for always with good, loving intentions. So we come here to learn how to, pretty much learn how to manifest and use the pain as strength to get to a better place and heal all our ancestors' trauma and become the best version of ourselves, our higher selves.
Let's go. I love that.
Laura's
amazing. Yeah, she's got a lot of good stuff on YouTube for everyone else that hasn't heard of her. That's on here. So
yeah. And sometimes I like to challenge myself with that breath work. I like to sort of end when I breathe out, then I try to hold it in for as long as I can, maybe 30 seconds or 60 seconds. And then when I breathe in all, like visualize breathing in all that white, good energy, and then hold that for as long as you can too. And that will really help expand your lung capacity, because there's also DMT stored in your lungs too, not only your brain. So when you practice breath work, you activate your pineal gland as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Very powerful stuff.
Yes, you're so right. Yeah, breath work's amazing. It's powerful.
Yeah, I love doing it, from my experience anyway. But everyone's different. Everyone's got their own things they like to do.
Exactly. Yeah, it is where it can be labor, but it's a good payoff. Yeah, so I also, if you look up Dolores Cannon, I also want to mention Esther Hicks to everyone, or Abraham Hicks. She's amazing. She channels some powerful stuff. And it's a lot about just resistance and yeah, anyways, I agree though 100% with what you said about Dolores Cannon, that we are here to learn to manipulate energy. That's what this is. Everything is energy. And I do believe that, like Jesus, a lot of people worship Jesus as like this, he's this and I'll never be. But I think Jesus he came to the earth to show as an example of what we should strive to be ourselves. And so the things that it talks about in the Bible, I do believe are true. Some of these miracles that were performed, like walking on water, or healing people with just like a touch. And the reason I believe this is because everything is energy. Nothing's actually physical. And so when we can get to that consciousness of everything is energy, we can start to, okay, if everything's energy, I can see it as energy. And so therefore I can learn to work with it. And the higher we get, we can realize even, yes, this solid desk here is energy. It's just a really dense form of energy. And part of the way we can prove that it's not solid is that you can look between atoms, and what's between all of it, it's just empty space. So it's all energy. So anyways, it's just dense energy. I do believe that either in this lifetime or over many, many lifetimes, we have the opportunity to where we could eventually be able to manipulate the energy even of solid things or that we believe are solid.
Yeah, I believe the more we awaken within us, we can reach that Christ consciousness level. So Jesus, they tried to, like, everyone's got their own interpretation, but for me was this guy he aligned all his chakras, and he was just really aligned with the universe and Mother Nature. So we can get to there. We just need to keep patient, keep doing the work, and eventually we'll get there.
Exactly.
I have faith and trust.
Heck yeah.
So,
You love it, bro. Yeah.
yeah.
It's consistency, you know? Just do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
heck yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm feeling
It took,
good.
yeah,
What
me
were
too.
you gonna say?
It took a lot of research for me, because I've been researching this for like the past 2 years since the virus went worldwide. So I just started researching on like fluoride water and like what foods to eat, and then meditation. So I've done quite a bit. And I was never like this confident. I was very like shy, and I didn't even like, still like to this day a little bit, maybe the language barrier is there, but I've improved so much since this spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing journey so far.
Heck yeah, bro. And it's just gonna continue, which is
Yeah,
amazing,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. I love it.
Yeah. So I know everyone on here at one point or another is in like a certain level of this spiritual awakening. The cool thing about a spiritual awakening is like it happens forever. Like
Yeah,
once
that's true. That's
we're a
true.
tree, we're growing into a tree, and when trees have the proper fuel, the proper nutrients and water, like they just continue to grow forever. And it's like us. We have the opportunity as well. So, anyways, everyone on here is if you're just kind of starting off, you're realizing like, oh, you know, okay, things aren't the way that I thought they were. There's a really good book called The
It's
Youth's Guide to Balance, and that goes through a lot of like food and frequencies and
Yeah, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. There's really hard days where I'm like down and have to pick up myself up, but
yeah.
it's waves, just like the charts. We know this, ups and downs. It's never gonna be just one straight line
So
to the
true.
upside.
So true. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is the dips help us to really appreciate the highs, you know, and can't know light without the dark, right? So
The dips gives us strength too, because when we know that we're at the lowest, we know that eventually soon there's gonna be a new higher high for
yeah,
us to reach and be.
yeah,
So
exactly.
it really excites me. You can really get that really fire inside your soul when you're down. You
Mm.
need that. You need that motivation.
It's so true. Yeah, you know, one of the biggest things that have helped me, I actually believe that we can also kind of pull ourselves out of that polarity and experience more kind of consistent uptrend instead of like experiencing the downs. And the way that I found that I do that I step out of that polarity, is by always staying humble and realizing I can always get better. No matter how high of a level I reach, that I can always go, there's another level that I unlocked. And I notice always that the momentum of things for me, if it's expanding, it will slow down as soon as I start to like kind of step back and think that, oh, okay, well, I'm good. Wow, look at what I've done, you know? And then I am not focusing on the expansion. And so therefore the momentum of the expansion is slowing down. And if we're not expanding, we're going to be contracting. And so, you know, other experiences that I've had of this is when I set a level of like, okay, when I achieve this, I will be successful. For me, one of the biggest things of you know that ideology was being able to quit my job to live in another country and support myself financially and not have to like think twice or be worried about money. And when I did that from trading, it was like I didn't know what to do for like a solid like 4 or 5 months. I was just like, what the freak, dude? Like and so that's why now I realize that once again, that to get out of that polarity, if I just always realize, no matter what, that I can get better, I can go higher, I can do more, I can expand more. And that's what why I'm here to do. Then we're going to experience the even higher highs, peaks that we never even thought. Because every single time that we start to get excited and we're like, oh, wow, look at this level I'm at. I was here, you know, a couple of years ago. I'm so glad that I got, you know, as soon as we're there, it's like, okay, we're now actually adding resistance to it. And we're saying that, oh, it's not normal for us to continuously expand and grow. So since the universe is not normal, this is new, this is exciting. You know, I need to actually come back a little bit and go back to my base. No, actually, we want our base to be here, not down here. So
That's an amazing mindset. Thanks for sharing, bro.
yeah. Thank you too. I want to hear about your challenge, bro. Tell us about it.
Do you?
I do.
So,
Yeah,
do you want me to share my screen to show you, or your like?
that
I
would
don't
be
know.
amazing, bro. If you're
Okay,
down
okay,
for that.
okay, easy. So for everyone here that doesn't know, I've been trying to trade my own personal account, just a small account, and hasn't worked out so well. I feel like because I'm just using such a small capital, it it's putting like it's making me impatient. I want to like achieve the money straight away, whereas no, I should just focus on like 50 pips a day, even not maybe even just 20 pips a day, and build it slow. So what Cody had an amazing idea. He's like, Alan, why don't you just do a funded challenge? And I was like, perfect, you're right. Why didn't I think of this before? So I went with these guys, Leveled Up Society, and I just chose the $10,000 one because I just want to start small. I don't want to do 100K yet. 10,000 I'm happy with. So these are the people here. They actually been around for only like 2-3 months. But I'll show you their requirements.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Their requirements are so 30 days. Minimum trading days is 5 days. Maximum daily loss 5%, so $500. Maximum total loss $800, so 8%. And my profit target is 8%. So as soon as I make $800, I'm pretty much done. So they gave me a demo account, MT4, and this week is my first week. I'll open this one up. So yesterday was actually a profitable day for me. I did. Let me see. Yesterday I actually made 3%. I actually went hard yesterday.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
What were you trading?
I'll show you in a second. Yesterday I did USD CHF, which is this one here. Is it still on there? Yeah. And I'm just focusing on the scalping, so quick scalping, not swing trading. But let me go to my, where is it? To my trade from yesterday. Maybe it's not. No, I think I deleted it this morning, but I can show you the of today. Because today I was only aiming for 0.5% because I'm already 3% in profit. I don't want to, and I still have 3 more trading days. I don't want to rush things. So I'm only aiming for 0.5% now from now on.
Nice.
And that will get me towards the target very like easy and risk-free as well, because I'm only risking with the 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, I'm only going to be risking like $20, which is nothing.
Well, how much the percent of that? Oh, you're talking about on a $10,000 account.
Yeah, $10,000 account, yeah, which is like 0.2%.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, but okay, so this morning, let me get rid of all these because it's a bit confusing. So I drew lots of lines this morning. Okay, so I went on the charts and I went into the 1 hour, and this is what I saw. So I just started drawing some key level lines, just some basic ones, like at this level, at these levels here. And what I saw, it was clearly on an uptrend. You can see, clearly uptrend from here to here, and you can see how then the market like dropped down, it broke through. And to me, that's just a break of structure. And as you can see up here, went retested. But let me open up. I use the 21 MA, 50 MA, and 200 MA to sort of see where price is going. And when it's like that, when the 200 MA is at the bottom and then the yellow follows up with the green on top, it means it's in a clear uptrend. But then because it broke it, I saw like a sell opportunity. So I went into a closer time range, maybe the 15-minute, and as you can tell, it struggled to make new higher highs. So it was just bouncing off this level of resistance over here. And I was very patient. I was patient. I think I waited maybe half an hour, and I dropped down to the 5-minute. And this is where it gets tricky, because this is what I saw. Let me go back into the replay, and I'll click here. So price was doing that. But so as you can see, these big engulfing sell candlesticks, they're closing outside of the Bollinger Bands. And that's a clear indication for me that price will continue to drop, or is going to drop. And and the buyers were not closing outside of the Bollinger Band. So I also got these price action candlesticks here to the downside. So that gave me extra confidence. And then I went to check the news, and the news actually was in favor of GBP. So it was like, I don't know, it was bad for JPY anyway. So it should have gone up if I listened to the news. But I didn't. I just went with my gut intuition. But I didn't want to risk it. So again, I actually didn't enter this trade. I entered another one, which I can show you soon. But this is how it went. It was on the 15-minute. Again, the price closed outside of the Bollinger Bands again, and then I think it was about here. Yeah, here's when the news came, and boom, like that candlestick in just 30 seconds, that candle just went down like that.
Just
yeah. Yeah, literally like boom, like then and boom. So if I actually entered, that would have been literally like a 3-minute, not even. Yeah, but I didn't, because it was just so conflicting information for me. The news said one thing, and apparently the news are meant to be a big thing. So yeah, I didn't follow. I just wanted to go with a more safer option, and that was, I think that was, yeah, GBP AUD. And this one was a bit tricky. Sorry, there's a lot of lines because it was a war zone this morning. I was actually,
I was like, hey, bro.
It brought me anxiety being in this trade, because there was news for this trade too, but it wasn't for another 3 or 4 hours. So I was like, oh, cool. So in 3 hours, I'll get my profit and then get out. No. News probably came about here. News came at these candlesticks. So halfway through the trade. And I actually got out there. I'm only actually reopening this chart now. I got out here. If I didn't get scared and held, it would have reached my profit even and smashed it, to be honest. Look at price where it is now. It's all the way up there.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's amazing, bro. I
Yeah,
want
but
to
this
I want to
yeah.
commend you, because one of the hardest things to do as a trader is to when you see a trade, to to not make it when you're not 100%, and that
Yes.
alone, even though you're okay, I would have been good if I made it. It's actually one of the best things we can do, is to just know hey, I'm not 100%, and I know that there's always going to be another trade, so let me just wait this one out. So that's awesome.
True. Yeah.
Oh, bro.
But yeah, so this trade, I'll show you this trade. If I zoom out, it was on a clear uptrend, and so I just wanted to catch a quick scalp, just a continuation scalp, and I did. But if I didn't give in to my scary emotions because of the news, and this big as sell candle didn't scare me, yeah, if I held it, I would have gotten more. But that's okay. I'm actually happy with my 0.5% win for the day. That's all I needed. Those 20 pips.
Amazing.
So yeah, I'm not trying to rush things again. So yeah. Better to be on the safe side.
Exactly. Yeah, that's great, man. That's awesome. Seriously. What do you think?
Thank you.
What do you think the biggest factor is? Because looking at how this trading's going, and then last time we done it when we had a call, before that was it was just like, okay, I was doing good, but now I'm not. But now,
True.
what do you think's changed? What shift?
Um, uh, the shifted is like I don't have to make 10 trades a day. I can just do one, and that's it. Forget about the charts. So
Boom.
yeah, so now I'm just focusing on one, and I'm not focusing on 300 pips or 600. Now I'm just focusing on like that, like 10 pip stop loss and 20 pip profit. I'm out.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Yes.
because when you have a big account, like $1 million account, that's all you need. That's all you need.
Just yeah, in and out, and I'm good.
Yeah. I'm not greedy. That's pretty much about it, really.
Perfect. Yeah, I love it, and
Yeah.
I want to say too.
And
I think,
patience, to be honest, because I used to enter early. I used to get on the charts. Oh, cool! This looks like it's going up. Let me buy now and then forget about it. No. Now I'm actually no. I want to wait for price action. So like when I see a big like a candlestick, you know, or something like that. So I'm
yeah,
very patient.
heck yeah,
And
man.
actually the lower charts actually help me because as you can see, it's only got 4 minutes remaining of this. So I'm like, oh cool, I can wait 4 minutes. And then another candle comes. Oh cool, another 5 minutes. It's fine. I can stay here and just wait.
Exactly,
So
bro.
that's just my mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. It's having that patience, and I think also I would say like you doing the challenge probably is really good too, because you're like now you have rules that you have to follow,
Yeah.
or you're gonna lose
Yes.
money basically. You know,
Yeah. These rules actually help me too. Where
from
I can only lose 5% total. So okay, wow, I have to be really picky with my trades, and I can't be stupid with my stop loss. Nah, I gotta be I have to care about this trade.
I love
Yeah,
it,
it's
bro.
good.
I love it, man. I love to see how you
Thank
do
you.
it,
Yeah,
man. Keep us
thank you
posted.
for allowing me to
Results.
share. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm a bit nervous. That's why I never do this.
okay, man. Yeah,
Okay,
no, this
cool.
is good. You're flowing. Yeah,
Mm.
I could see you live streaming to like thousands of people one day if you.
Oh, that's nerve-wracking.
Uh, amazing, bro.
Anyways, but that's about it, really. That's all I did today. That's just that.
Yeah,
And tomorrow, if I feel good, I'll get on the charts. If not, I'll leave it for the day after.
yeah, yeah. You got so
Yeah,
much time, man. Like so much
yeah,
time.
that's it. Yeah. It's only the second day in.
Exactly. Yeah,
Mm.
stay consistent like that, man. It's so key.
Yeah,
And
because once I pass them, once they give me the money, then I'm set, done. It's done.
easy. Yep. Yeah, and having that mindset of just like just noticing that it's gonna be the same
Yes,
actions as $1 million account, or with a $10,000 account now, it's just
yes,
key too. So
yeah. That's it. That's the winning. I'm pretty sure. That's the
yeah,
winning ticket.
so true,
Mm.
bro.
And
Heck
then it all comes down to me. It all comes down to my mindset.
yeah, mindset is everything for this.
Mm.
100%.
Now, now
Uh,
meditation helps me. So when I feel like I'm lost during the day, I just like let go of everything and I go close my eyes, and then the next idea pops into my head of what I should do.
yeah, that's the
Mm.
best way to do it, and that's why I prefer trading like in the flow, and the game being. And sometimes it's like, what should I do next? Nothing. Okay, let me do nothing. You know?
Yeah. And to be honest, sometimes I like doing nothing. I like sitting in nature
Right. Yeah, I agree, bro.
and enjoying the present moment and having gratitude for literally just what's around us.
Yeah,
And we're at peace. We're at peace. We're not in a war zone right now.
right. It's yeah, exactly. And even that is like a
But,
mindset, I think.
mm,
So, wow.
um,
All right,
awesome.
well, tag me in, Carlos. Now I want to go into charts.
All right. Let me show me your magic. Show me your magic.
Let's see if I can see anything. I haven't been trading a lot. So I was actually looking forward to this because I really live streaming because I really haven't been trading a ton. But right off the bat, I drew this trade on GJ, actually a buy, and it looks like
Oh yeah.
I
Oh nice.
probably would have drawn that back here sometime. And yeah, I definitely would have gotten stopped out. I didn't make that trade. I haven't made a
Oh
trade
nice.
this week. Here's another
It
one
did.
on UJ
Mm.
where I also would have gotten stopped out.
How many peeps is that candlestick?
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check it out.
It's like 200.
Yeah, true.
270, 280
True.
almost. Yeah, so I initially saw this. I on the engulfing, I remember this, and so I'm like, okay,
Mm.
enter and to retest this line. Now, if I was watching, I didn't actually enter the trade and I didn't post it, I just drew it. If I was watching and I would have entered on this one, and if I saw this close, I would have immediately gone out. Immediately.
Mm.
So that's a 4-hour chart. Yeah, so let's I'm gonna scan, see if we can see anything. So on GJ, we kind of tested a resistance level that we've seen before a couple times. But there's two big buts here. Last time when we hit it, we came down pretty strong. Well, now because we've had this strong upward momentum and we've taken out a couple resistance levels like this one here, right? And even this trend line here. So that reasoning, one, and two, the fact that we did just reject, but we didn't get an engulfing candle. What this says to me is that I truly believe that we're going to just come back up and maybe I don't know if we'll break this high up here, but I do believe that we'll at least test it one more time. So I personally, I look at this and I wouldn't get into a sell on the high time frames, Low time frames might be a different story. But what I would be waiting for is just an entry to get into a buy. That's the overall trend anyway. And the local price action says that there's more momentum. So I'm going to have more bias to the upside where the momentum is. So in this case, there's a couple places that we could retest. First is this purple line, which we already did retest. So we tested it here before we went a little higher. So there's a chance we could hold here. I would want to wait to see what this daily looks like. Now, if this current daily candle, if the body closes below the body of that previous candle that had a wick that tested that resistance level, then to me, that means that this is probably not the support level, because this being the candle that bounced, it's basically saying like, here's the low. If we make a new candle body low, then we could probably assume that we're in the flow to make another lower low. So, so in that case, honestly, the best place I see is kind of near this red pinkish line here. But I would draw it as a box, and I'm mainly looking at the tops of these wicks to the candle bodies, and also this resistance level. So I would just say this whole area to me looks like a really good place for it to bounce. Let's see here. Rectangle, bing. So if I were to guesstimate where we bounce, it'd probably be somewhere in that box. Now this is depending on whether or not this current candle body closes below the previous bearish low candle body. And also, of course, if we're overtaking this, upward candle. So we have 5.5 hours left. We can't make a decision on a candle that's open. So my trading style, because I could go days, I could go a week even without looking at charts. Max usually is like 4 days. So I want to plan for that. So I can't really make a trading decision on like a 15-minute or an hourly, because by the time I look at the charts again, it's like anything I was looking at is going to be totally wiped out.
That's true. It's all up to the universe to allow you to see it at the right moment, and then you enter it, which is amazing. It's like if it's meant to be or it's not meant to be.
Exactly. And I get some of the best trades like that, and I avoid losses like that too so often. And so it's really good.
Do you want to still use Bollinger Bands?
Yes, I do. And I just price action's king, so
That's wow.
To add, oh wow, look at that. See, look at the box that moving.
Yeah, I feel like it's you're right then. I can see it now how it's gonna come down and then go back up.
Yeah. So that's a good filter to add. Just that's a good confirmation for me. I didn't even think to add Bollinger Bands, because price action can tell us so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to go to the 4-hour because I see some things. So the 4-hour, we have upward movement, downward movement, upward movement, downward movement. Now upward movement here, we're closing outside of the bands pretty easily. We come down, we test the bottom, we didn't close outside, came up, closed outside the top. We did get a strong resistance level, but so far we just tested the bottom band, and it seems that we're getting some reversal price action here. Strong wick. We just got a hammer, so there is a chance that we could bounce up from here, based off the 4 hour. But once again, I would want to wait for a candle close. We could front run the daily a little bit. If this current candle closes, like a hammer like that, then it would be a pretty good risk to reward ratio to anticipate at least going up to, here, maybe even testing that high. So I can kind of guesstimate maybe what could happen. Something like this, I see. And so if we close, where we're testing off the bottom band again, if we have a strong wick, it's a really, really good, a really high likelihood that it's just going to go up. So draw it out, say we close how we are now, put my stop loss below the low. And I mean, I could have minimum plan for this purple line here.
That's true.
That's a 1.9 risk to reward, and that's going to be right at that moving average as well. And so I could even come down a little more if I want to give it space. But I would
that's a good trade. Like 1.91. That's not bad. Like that's good.
Yeah, and I would maybe anticipate, I could see what it does here, so I could exit the trade just as soon as we get here, or I could exit, close partial, and see what happens. See,
Yeah, that's true.
it's
That's
a
true.
really good likelihood we could come up here as well. And I would keep the same stop loss, So just kind of depending. How would I trade it personally? The way I trade, I would put my take profit up here, and I would just close it off and then wait for a re-entry. And if I missed out, then I missed out. Because there's always another trade.
100%, 100%.
Yeah, so that's what I see on GJ. Let's check it out in an hour and a half.
Set your alarm.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Which you're going to snooze because you'll be too busy with other things.
I know. I have a lot of stuff to do too.
Do you trading on your phone or iPad?
No, my girlfriend actually, she just went to the US. She took the iPad to go get it fixed because I dropped it and cracked the screen.
Damn.
So, but anyways, no, I usually I'm at my computer. Like even if I'm on calls, I'm at my computer, and so it's pretty easy to just, like, if I want to, if I feel it, to check the charts. Well, I'm feeling good today, so I'll probably go. Yep. So
what about Niasho or Zopoetic? Do they have any questions, or do they want to share something?
Oh, maybe they do. Let us know, right? If you want to share your charts, it'd be dope.
I'm not charting right now. I'm personally taking a mental break just for my own, spirituality. But I'm glad to be on the call. I was very, and just brought to with the meditation. So thankful for that. And me and my partner, we got our boys here right now. So it's kind of why you hear us talking too much. But yeah, always tapped in and definitely following and engaged as much as we can be. Thank you, Zella, for holding this time for us, brother. Appreciate you.
Appreciate your energy, just being here. Seriously, contributes so much. So
yeah, of course.
Love it.
That's beautiful.
I love it.
Wow.
Well, I'll flow through Bitcoin, and then I don't know, I'll maybe scan really quick through to see if there's any other Forex pairs, but I might make that trade on GJ. I'll wait for the 4 hour close for sure though, in about an hour and a half, and I'll post to the
Yeah.
But
yeah, keep me updated.
Yeah. Okay, so Bitcoin here. We were doing a bullish run, and I love watching people. This is so great because I'm so confident about what's gonna happen. I'm like 95% sure about what's gonna happen. I'll say 87% sure. Let's be realistic.
I don't really follow crypto, to be honest. Not yet. I'm still trying to get my investments up before I invest.
Of course. Well, I'll keep you posted. What I'm gonna do is when I know that it's time, be like, all right, it's time to buy.
Killer.
One thing that you could do with crypto is just every time you get an extra $10, $25, you just throw it in.
True.
But okay, so Bitcoin here. Let's talk about it. I drew up this trade here. This would have been back here in August, when we started to reject off these highs. And I would say it was might have been mid-August, I don't know, but anyways, August nonetheless. And I watched crypto Twitter a little bit, and this strong upward run got a lot of people excited because, you know, it is a strong support level. We've been supported there multiple times. However, we also just dumped a lot more than the last few days of upward candles. So in one candle, we overtook 1, 2, 3, and more than a half of this large bullish candle here. So the momentum is to the downside. We are still in a downtrend. There's nothing at all that tells me that we're going in an uptrend. Even that upward movement was still just a potential part of, you know, the ebbs and the flows. So unless for me we close above 26,000, I'm not even interested in talking about buying crypto like really much anymore, because I'm already in about 20% of my money. And I'm gonna wait until the proper time. So if it does go up, I'm exposed. So I have some money in, so I'll be able to catch that. But also I'm waiting for full confirmation. So what does that mean? Well, two things. Number one, we're gonna go a lot lower, or number two, we're gonna go higher. And I would want to see that we are in an uptrend. I would be totally fine with putting the other 70 to 80% that I would put in at a higher level, as long as I had confirmation that we were now in an uptrend. I'm totally cool. If Bitcoin went to 30K and I didn't buy it, I'm cool with it, because I do believe that eventually Bitcoin's going to go over to $1 million US. And so I'm totally fine with, you know, even buying at 30K, even if it was like 33, 34K before, like whatever. But it's good to have some now. And if we break a low, as soon as we start to break a low, and it's going to move down pretty fast. And then as soon as we see it start to slow down, that's a time to start to buy a little more. So to me, we're going to probably break down, and we might slow down around the 14,000 level. That's where I'm going to start buying between 12 and 14. I'll probably put in another like 10, maybe 15% of the full 100. And then I will also anticipate that we could go lower, 9K.
Would you sell if there's a confirmation to the downside?
No. So this is long-term investment.
This is long-term investment. Okay, killer.
So when I say this movement, like this downward movement to 14K, what I'm saying is it makes it sound like it could happen in the next week or two. I realize that it could take 5 months for it to happen.
Okay, killer. So Bitcoin, like crypto, is not something that you can trade, like a swing trade, like we normally do.
That's technically what we're doing is swing trade, and like it's but even swing trading implies like a trade for a week or a couple weeks. When I'm trading crypto, I'm mostly looking at like the weekly and the monthly chart. I'm trading on the daily, but I'm looking at the. Let's also look at that. Look at the monthly. Yeah, I mean, very clearly on the monthly, we tested the bottom Bollinger Band, and if we were going to continue, we would have seen support or some continuation. But we basically got previous monthly August's candle almost overtook July's upward candle, and it was still a weak sauce candle. And we also can see that the wick of August candle was a retest of the bottom of the wick in May's candlestick. So monthly to me looks like it definitely has some more downside to experience. Notice how the Bollinger Bands are spreading. They're not coming towards each other yet. So that to me also says we got potential more downside. Let's look at the yearly. Yeah, yearly looks good. We have 3 months left for this close, but that's an engulfing candle if I've ever seen one. So like to me, the yearly even says that we could come down. I don't know if it's going to be in this candle or next year's candle, but we always retest the high before the breakout. And so I know this might be kind of crazy to see, but here's like a little downtrend, right? So that would mean that this candle is the breakout. So this would be the high before the breakout, right? So that I chart this on 5-minute charts. I chart this here on the yearly charts, the same thing. Very common, we retest the high before the breakout. So since we're on the yearly, we could consider that wick to be the high. So that level is 13,000, like $14,000 basically. But remembering support and resistance is a range. So, that high, that resistance level, it's going to be a range. So that's why I'm planning for this 12 to 14K level. So it looks good on the yearly. Monthly looks like it's got more space to go down. Oh, look at that. Darn it. The weekly just tested the moving average, and it looks like we got 4 days left in this weekly, and we'll see what happens. Looks like it could take over. May not, but we'll find out. We do also have to realize though, on the opposite argument for an upward movement, that we moved up here on the weekly and we came down and we actually were not able to overtake this upward movement. So just recognizing that there's a possibility that we could go up, but more indicators to me say that we're going to go down. And that's why I'm going to stick to that until I see otherwise, potentially. So I feel like all crypto is going to do that. Nyasha said she's trading oil. So let's pull up oil. Let's check it out. Oil looks bullish on the 4-hour. Like that looks like a good buy opportunity right now. You just draw out what it would look like. Not a good trade based off of the. If we go in an uptrend, like we have, I don't know, we have more space. It's not a trade I'd make right now, that's for sure. But okay, let me check the daily first. Okay, definitely wouldn't enter this buy as of right now. But if the daily confirms and we close above the moving average, we got 6 hours left in a daily. That feels good. It doesn't even have to directly close above the moving average, just as long as it closes above these candle bodies here. So that would be overtaking this downward movement, and that would tell me that there's strong support to the upside, strong power to the upside. However, I also have to look at, we did just come up and retest the moving average here, and on top of that, we just got a hammer at the moving average, a doji. That's a reversal candle. This current candle, yeah, it looks good, it looks big, but it is still printing. We cannot make a decision off of a candle that's not yet closed. So to me, this could just end up being a wick that we end up seeing a bearish candle and moving down lower. So we did also close to the downside over here, even though we closed outside the upward or the upper bowl.
That's an engulfing candle, that one that you're looking at now as well.
Exactly. So and then we close to the bottom side or outside of the bottom band, which would overtake this. And then we can also look in history. More recently, it's been a lot easier for us to close outside the bottom band and to move down. A lot easier than moving up. Now, we can say that this upward movement, it kind of broke the trend. And so that tells us that, okay, there was a lot of buying power in that area. So we kind of see that this could potentially be a retest of a new change of trend. And for that to happen, the first stage for me is that this daily candle closes above these candle bodies, or to make it easier, above the moving average. So we'll see how it goes. Or we go up before we go down. Yeah, exactly. So if we close above, that to me means that we're probably gonna test this high again, this one up here, this red line. I don't think that we would go all the way, so I would probably put like a target here. See, that's this high, but it's also kind of giving it space, just like we did on GJ. Right here, we tested the high, right? And then now we just came up to it. We didn't come all the way. I'm kind of looking.
Can I see the 1 hour in the other chart, in the oil?
Oil? Yeah, let's check it.
It's like consolidating now in that zone.
Yeah, for me, I'd want to see us, if we close above here, then we're going up, which to me
true.
that lines up with the daily. See, look, it lines up with that right above
there.
And lines with the daily moving average. So so yeah, even on the hourly, I wouldn't want to get into a buy until I see that. So yeah, it's been going up a bit. Couple things though that I see, like on the hourly here, yeah, it went up, but notice how the beginning of the upward movement was not an engulfing one. We did close outside of the top 10. That's good. We did make a new high also. But yeah, to me, it's just we also closed heavy to the downside. So
but yeah, see how it was in an uptrend and then it kind of failed to make new higher highs. It's just in that resistance zone.
Yeah. See,
to me,
this area, see, this was our attempt to say that we're moving up. The hourly kind of shows what's going to happen, because this downward movement right here, the fact that we overtook almost two of our movements, but definitely this one here, that tells me that, okay, there's not a lot of buying pressure up here. But I don't know. We'll see. We did just make a new high. So let's.
True.
I don't want to wait for the daily close still, in my opinion. Even looking at the 1 hour.
Yeah.
So yeah. True. See it moving 83 resistance level. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. 83 support level. I'm assuming you mean 83 is down. I could see that. Let's see like 84. Yeah. Let's look at the weekly. What does the weekly look like? Weekly looks like you draw too many lines, boy. Yeah, weekly looks like it could bounce, definitely. Got 2 days left. If it closes engulfing like that, then I would anticipate for sure that we come up to this purple line. So it's literally the same argument like on the weekly, on everything, on the daily. If we close above the moving average, then we plan for the purple line. So yep. Yeah, low to high time frame. That's a good trade if it happens. Cool. I'm feeling expressed, guys. I'm feeling good. So I feel like I'm gonna probably hop off. Check my calendar. Yeah, I got a meeting soon. So we'll wrap it up. That was a good live. Thanks for contributing. Thank you, Alan, for sharing.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for this.
Yeah, we're flowing. So
Mhm.
hey guys, one last thing for those of you that are on here, if you're profitable, if you're a good trader, each one of you have like we've talked a little bit. Alan and I've talked a lot of it, but you guys all of you have the mindset to be able to help to lead others. But the main thing, what I'm saying is I'm for sure bringing this amazing Discord community to fruition. It's just like barely, we got the roots of it is all. And so to do that, we just need a lot of the right people who are doing a lot of the right things. So, and just have that mindset to give back. And so, yeah, of course it'll be financially abundant. But in the beginning, we got to build it. So anyways, I'm just saying that if you feel aligned with that, you feel drawn to it, just like live streaming even once a week. I'm not saying right now, I'd want to make sure that you're profitable consistently. Okay. Make sure that you're in that space where you can teach people and know what you're talking about. Which I believe, I don't know Nyasho so much your trading experience, but I do know Zoe and I do know Alan. So we could talk about it, but just reach out. I know I'm sometimes not the best at getting back, but don't worry, I'm hiring someone in like the next week.
Nice.
On my private messages.
I feel like I just need to slow down my talking and not try to get my nervous emotions up.
Oh, you're flowing. When you were going through earlier, you're seriously flowing.
Okay, all right, killer.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I talk too fast.
Yeah, and no, if you just like,
I'm excited.
especially if I'm on, like you can just pretend like it's just you're talking to me.
That's true.
So
No, you did not talk too fast at all. It was like perfect.
Perfect, bro.
Oh, thank you, Nyasha. You're sweet. So sweet.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, legend.
Heck yeah. Okay, guys, I'll post the recording later. So, but all the love to you guys. I hope you have an amazing day.
See ya, guys. Thank you so much. Ciao.
Yeah, peace and love, brothers.
Have a great day.
Yeah, bro.
Same.